Welcome to Legal Insights. I'm your host, Inokufoye Agbozo, and this is the case of the week. This is where we unpack a legal battle that's got it all: power, politics, and the fight for the rule book. Today, we are looking at the case J.H. Mensah versus Attorney General, a constitutional showdown that's less about courtroom fireworks and more about who gets to run the show. Picture a veteran politician squaring it off against the government's top lawyer, all to protect a nation's democratic heart. No murders here, just high-stakes legal intrigue. So settle in and let's dive into this week's case. It's 4 years after running the Fourth Republican Constitution, a country with a young but feisty democracy, guided by its 1992 Constitution. This document is the boss, spelling out how power works, who gets to make the decisions and how. J.H. Mensah, a political titan who was an MP and a former finance minister, and the kind of guy that doesn't back down. Mensah has got a problem. The president is playing a fast and loose with the rules, keeping ministers from the previous government in their fancy offices without parliamentary approval. Here's the deal. Article 78(3) of Ghana's constitution says ministers picked by the president need a nod from parliament before they can start calling shots. When a new presidential term begins, the president decides to let some old ministers stay on. No new votes, no parliamentary checks in, just a keep your seat vibe. Mensah was not having it. He thinks this move spits in the face of the constitution, sidelining parliament and by extension the people. So it takes the fight to the court, suing the Attorney General, the government's legal ace, to settle score. Let's meet our players. J.H. Mensah is our hero, a seasoned politician fighting for constitutional clarity. He's not just in it for himself, he's defending a system. On the other side, the Attorney General, the government's legal muscle, is tasked with proving the president's move is above board. It's a classic David and Goliath vibe, considering the political history in the roundup to the case. Mensah's argument is sharp. Article 78 doesn't mess around. Every minister, new or returning, needs parliamentary okay. When a president's term ends, so do the minister's job. Keeping them on without a vote is letting your buddy keep running a company after their contract expires. Mensah says this isn't just a technical glitch. It's a power grab that weakens democracy. If the president can dodge parliament, what next? The Attorney General, though, pulls a sleek defense. This case is pointless, they argue. Why? Because after Mensah filed the suit, the president got parliament to approve those ministers retroactively. Nothing to see here, the Attorney General says. It's all fixed now, but Mensah is not buying the fix. He argues the retroactive approval doesn't erase the months those ministers acted without authority. Plus, he warns, if the court lets this slide, it's an open invitation for future presidents to bend the rules. The Supreme Court of Ghana is ready to rule. Would they back Mensah's call for constitutional purity or let the Attorney General's "it's all good now" argument win? Let's find out. The ruling. The Supreme Court come through with a ruling that's music to J.H. Mensah's ears. They say the president's move was flat out unconstitutional. Article 78 is non-negotiable. Ministers, whether new or holdovers, need parliament's approval. No exceptions. When a president term ends, so does the minister's legitimacy. Unless parliament signs off again, the court swats down the Attorney General's mute argument like it's a pesky fly. Sure, the president got retroactive approval, but that doesn't erase the violation. It's like apologizing for stealing cookies after you've eaten the whole jar. It doesn't undo the crime. The justices stress that those ministers were acting without legal authority for months, which is a big no-no. More importantly, the court looks into the future. If they don't draw the line here, presidents could keep pulling the stunt, eroding parliament's power. This ruling isn't about J.H. Mensah. It's about Ghana's democracy on track. So why does J.H. Mensah versus Attorney General deserve a spot in our case of the week? This is so because it's a reminder that constitutions aren't just fancy paper. They are the guardrails of democracy. This case shows what happens when someone, even the president, tries to skip the rules. By siding with Mensah, the court ensured Parliament's voice matters. protecting the separation of power principle. It's a win for accountability, a signal for rule of law. But the real juice, this case shifted the political landscape in Ghana. It told leaders they can't just do what they want and fix it later. For Mensah, it was a legacy-defining moment, a chance to stand up for the people's power. For us, it's a story about one man's fight to keep the system honest, proving the legal battles can be as gripping as any drama. So guys, this is it for the case of the week on Legal Insights. J.H. Mensah vs. Attorney General gave us constitutional drama, a feisty politician, and a court that wasn't afraid to lay down the law. If you are hooked on this legal tales, hit the subscribe button and join us next week for another case that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Got a case you want us to tackle? Drop it in the comments or reviews. Until next time, keep your eyes on the law and your heart in the drama. This is Legal Insights. My name again, Inokufoya Bozo, and I'm out.